The Path to Inner Peace, Wisdom from the Buddha. Dear friend, have you come here today with a heavy heart? From the moment you open your eyes in the morning until you fall asleep at night, how many thoughts churn within your mind? A mistake at work, someone's cold glance, anxiety about a tomorrow that hasn't yet arrived. Long ago, beneath the Bodhi tree, I came to understand this truth. Human suffering does not come from outside, but begins within the mind itself. Today, I wish to share with you how to cultivate the garden of your mind. How thoughts become seeds that bear the fruit of our lives, and how we can wisely choose those seeds. Chapter 1: The Garden of the Mind, the Seeds of Thought. Dear friend, close your eyes for a moment and imagine a spring morning, a small garden. The soil is soft and moist, and warm sunlight pours down. The owner of this garden is you. What to plant in this garden is a decision only you can make. You might plant roses or lilies, or you might neglect it and plant nothing. But what will grow in such neglected soil? Thorns and weeds will flourish. Your mind is exactly like this. On the subway heading to work in the morning, you suddenly think, why am I so incompetent? My colleagues are all doing well, but I seem to be falling behind. This is a seed. Whether you're conscious of it or not, this small thought falls into the field of your mind and takes root. At first it seems small and insignificant, but each time you repeat this thought, it's like watering it. That seed grows and sprouts, eventually blooming into the flower of action. One day, when an important presentation opportunity comes, you unconsciously step back. If I do it, I'll mess it up. Someone else should do it. This is the flower that has grown from the seed of thought. And as time passes, you're passed over for promotion, you lose more confidence, and eventually you harvest the bitter fruit of I really am incompetent. Dear friend, this is not a punishment someone gave you. It's not a trial sent by God, nor a trick of fate. It's simply that the seed you planted in the field of your mind naturally grew and bore fruit according to its nature. Look at a tree. An apple tree bears apples, a pear tree bears pears. Just as an apple tree cannot suddenly produce oranges, positive fruit cannot come from negative seeds of thought. In the Dharma, we call this karma. Karma is not something grandiose. The thought you hold in your mind at this very moment, that is the seed of karma, and that seed will surely bear fruit. It might be today, tomorrow, or years from now, but it will surely bear fruit. Chapter 2: The Poison of Anger, How Emotional Seeds Grow. One evening, a man became irritated because traffic was heavy on his way home from work. When he arrived home, his wife complained that dinner was late, and the man became angry. His wife, feeling wronged, snapped at their child, who then hit his younger sibling. The younger child cried and kicked the dog. Dear friend, this is the chain reaction of the mind. See how one small anger spreads like ripples, tormenting many lives? Does that man know his anger reached even the dog? Probably not. But the seed was planted by him. What's more frightening is that this seed of anger doesn't end with one occurrence. That man will get angry again the next day in a similar situation, because yesterday's anger has taken root as a habit in his mind. At first he says, I don't know why I'm like this, but gradually it becomes natural. He begins to define himself, I'm naturally a hot-tempered person. And after a few years, his family fears him, colleagues avoid him, and he becomes a lonely island. Why don't people understand me? He complains, but it's the fruit of the seed of anger he planted long ago. What I want to say is this: There is no sudden downfall. There is no sudden collapse. When someone appears to suddenly change one day, it's simply that thoughts that have been secretly growing in their mind for a long time have finally burst forth. Think of a spring. The water that rises above ground didn't appear suddenly. It flowed deep underground for a long time, and finally, unable to withstand the pressure, it surged upward. Your actions are the same. When you suddenly quit your job one day, suddenly say hurtful words to someone, or suddenly collapse, it may look sudden, but it's the river of thoughts that have been flowing in your mind for a long time finally overflowing the banks. Chapter 3: The Trap of Fear, What We Attract. Dear friend, I have seen many people like this. I'm afraid of being abandoned by people. Such a person is overly careful whenever meeting others. They read the room, hide their opinions, and only respond with "it's fine, it's good" to everything. By lowering themselves too much, others don't truly respect them. And eventually, what they feared most happens. People leave them. I'm afraid of becoming poor. Such a person becomes obsessed with money. Even when dining with friends, they avoid pain, are stingy with family, and when investment opportunities come, they're too afraid of losing to do anything. Their mind is filled with scarcity. And remarkably, they actually experience poverty. Not financial poverty, but poverty of heart, poverty of relationships. This is the truth of attraction that I speak of. The soul attracts what it secretly harbors, not just what it loves but, dear friend, listen closely, even what it fears. Why is this? Because you continuously pour mental energy into what you fear. When you open your eyes in the morning, you think, will I be fired today? When you see your boss, you suspect, does he dislike me? Before sleeping at night, you worry, what bad thing will happen tomorrow? All these thoughts become seeds that create your actions. A person gripped by fear becomes withdrawn, a withdrawn person makes mistakes, and a person who makes mistakes becomes more fearful. This is the vicious cycle. Think of it the opposite way. If you think, I am worthy of love, you'll naturally and warmly treat people when you meet them. Then people will feel comfortable with you and actually come to like you. If you think, abundance flows to me, your eyes for seeing opportunities change. You become willing to share, and you actually experience abundance. This is not magic. It's not a mystical incantation. It's simply the natural law of the mind. In the Dharma, we call this dependent origination. Everything arises according to causes and conditions. Your thoughts become the cause, your actions become the conditions, and the result called your life is created. Chapter 4: The Gift of Suffering, Sweet Lessons and Bitter Fruit. Dear friend, at this point you might ask, Buddha, does this mean all the suffering I experience is my fault? I try to be a good person, so why do only difficult things happen to me? I understand your pain. Sometimes you truly do your best but things go wrong. You live kindly but are betrayed. You work hard but aren't recognized. But dear friend, deeply engrave what I'm about to tell you now. Pleasant circumstances and unpleasant circumstances both are gifts for your growth. In a village lived a potter. He wanted to make beautiful pottery. At first, he only molded the clay. The shape was pretty, but when he poured water in, it quickly crumbled. So he fired it in the kiln. The clay burned painfully in the fire. If that clay could think, it would have resented, why do you give me such pain? But the clay that endured that fire was no longer just clay. It was reborn as strong, beautiful pottery. Your suffering is the same. Did you experience failure? It teaches you humility. Were you betrayed? It teaches you discernment. Did you experience poverty? It teaches you the value of sharing. Did you feel loneliness? It teaches you the courage to face yourself. I was born in a palace and had everything, but within that, I couldn't realize the truth. Rather, when I left everything behind and entered the forest, experienced cold and hunger, and went through the time of ascetic practice, only then could I reach enlightenment. If I had remained in the palace, I wouldn't be able to share this story with you now. Dear friend, don't resent the suffering you're experiencing now. It's not punishing you, it's tempering you. It's not tearing you down, it's the compassionate teaching of the universe to make you stronger and wiser. But what's important here is what you learn from that suffering. Even experiencing the same failure, some people sit down saying, "See, I can't do it," while others gain learning saying, "I see, this way doesn't work." Even when betrayed the same way, some close the door of their heart saying, "All people are bad," while others grow saying, "I've become wiser at seeing people." Suffering itself is neutral. Whether you make it poison or medicine depends only on your mind. Chapter 5: Becoming a Gardener of the Mind, Daily Practice. Dear friend, now let me speak of practice. All these words are good, but how exactly should I do it? To that question, I answer this. You must become a gardener of your own mind from this very moment. First, observe. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning until you sleep at night, watch what thoughts pass through your mind. Don't criticize, don't judge, just observe. Ah, I'm having anxious thoughts now. Ah, I'm resenting someone now. Ah, I'm blaming myself now. Recognizing your thoughts like this is right mindfulness, correct awareness. Most people live swept away by their thoughts without knowing what they're thinking, like leaves floating downstream. But if you can observe your thoughts, you're no longer a leaf but a person standing on the riverbank, a person who can watch the river. Second, choose. Once you've observed, you can now choose. Does this thought help me? Will I nurture this seed of thought, or will I discard it? If a thought of anger arises, you can say, "I'm angry now, but I won't nurture this anger. I won't water this anger." And breathe slowly. Count your breaths in and out. 1, 2, 3. Count to 10, then start over. While doing so, instead of giving energy to anger, you're giving energy to calm. Third, plant new seeds. Just pulling out negative thoughts isn't enough. You must plant positive seeds in their place. When you wake up in the morning, sit quietly for a moment before starting your day. Today I will live kindly. Today I will live with a grateful heart. Today I will choose courage instead of fear. Setting intention like this is planting new seeds. And throughout the day, do small actions that match that intention. Smile at a stranger in the elevator. Write in a gratitude journal. When something frightening happens, tell yourself, "I can do this." All these small actions are watering the seeds. Fourth, be patient. Dear friend, a garden isn't created overnight. Just because you planted a seed doesn't mean a flower will bloom tomorrow. Sometimes it takes weeks, months. During that time you might doubt. Does this really work? I'm still anxious, what's the use? But don't give up. When a seed sprouts underground, we can't see anything. But beneath the soil, quietly, steadily, life is growing. Your mind is the same. Even if you don't see change immediately, your effort to plant good thoughts and pull out bad thoughts every day is never in vain. When the time comes, it will surely bloom. Chapter 6: Dependent Origination. Everything is connected. Dear friend, let me now speak of a deeper truth. Beneath the Bodhi tree, I realized this. When this exists, that exists. When this arises, that arises. When this doesn't exist, That doesn't exist when this ceases, that ceases. This is called dependent origination. Everything doesn't exist alone, but arises from countless causes and conditions coming together. Look at a flower before you. What was needed for that flower to bloom? There must be a seed, there must be soil, there must be water, there must be sunlight, there must be the right temperature. Also, the hands of the person who planted that seed, the clouds that rained, the cosmic law that makes the sun burn. The entire universe is contained within a single flower. Your life is the same. Everything you're experiencing now is created by countless causes and conditions coming together. Your past thoughts, past actions, people you've met, paths you've chosen. All of these are intertwined like threads to create you at this moment. Understanding this sets you free. Because if the present was created by conditions of the past, the future will be created by conditions of the present. At this very moment, depending on what thoughts you have and what actions you take, tomorrow's you will be created. The past has already passed. It cannot be changed. But the future hasn't yet come. And the power to create that future is right here, in this moment, now. If you have a compassionate thought at this moment, it creates tomorrow's compassionate action, and that accumulates to create a compassionate life. If you cultivate a peaceful mind at this moment, it creates tomorrow's peaceful response, and that accumulates to create a peaceful life. Chapter 7: Impermanence and Non-Self, Freeing Yourself from Attachment. Dear friend, most suffering of the mind comes from attachment. This is mine. I must be like this. This person must act this way. These thoughts torment us. But nothing in this world is permanent. We call this impermanence. Cherry blossoms that bloom in spring are beautiful. But does that beauty last forever? In a week, at most 10 days, the petals scatter in the wind. People feel sad watching the falling petals. Ah, the cherry blossoms have fallen. How unfortunate. But dear friend, isn't it more beautiful precisely because the flowers fall? If cherry blossoms bloomed all year, we would take them for granted and no longer be moved. Because the flowers fall, because we know they bloom only for a short time, we cherish that moment even more. Life is the same. The person you love is not eternal. Someday separation will come. Whether it's the separation of death, the separation of growing apart, or the separation of change. Your job, health, youth, wealth, honor, none are eternal. This might be hard to accept, but this is the truth. Then what should we do? Should we not love? Should we not try? Should we possess nothing? No, dear friend. That's not it. Love, but don't cling. Try, but don't obsess over results. Enjoy, but don't delude yourself that it will last forever. Do you know the difference? Attachment says, without this, I cannot be happy. But true love says, I'm grateful this exists. But even without it, I'll be okay. Attachment makes you a prisoner, but free love makes you a bird with wings. There is also the truth of non-self. What we think of as I is not actually a fixed entity. Are you the same person as 10 years ago? The cells of your body continuously die and regenerate. Your thoughts change every moment. What you like, what you believe, what you dream all continuously change. Then what exactly is I? Think of a river. We call it the Han River. But that river water is flowing every moment. The water you see now is already different water 1 second later. Then does the Han River exist or not? It both exists and doesn't exist. The name Han River exists, but the Han River as a fixed entity doesn't exist. There's only a continuously changing flow. You are the same. The name I exists, but I as a fixed entity doesn't exist. There's only a continuously changing flow of thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Understanding this sets you free. You can escape from saying I'm naturally like this. You can be free from the belief I can't change. Just because you failed in the past doesn't mean you must fail in the future. Because the I of the past and the I of the present are not the same being. Just because you had a temper in the past doesn't mean you must be angry now. Because you can make a new choice every moment. Chapter 8. The Seed of Compassion, Gentleness towards Self and Others. Dear friend, now I'll speak of the most beautiful seed. That is compassion. Many mistake compassion for weakness. They say, that person is too nice and gets taken advantage of. But true compassion is not weakness. It's the strongest power. Compassion consists of two parts. First is metta, the wish to give joy. Second is karuna, the wish to remove suffering. But dear friend, true compassion must first be directed at oneself before turning to others. Many people are too harsh with themselves. Even with small mistakes they blame themselves saying, I'm such an idiot. Comparing themselves to others, they put themselves down saying, why am I so inadequate? They can't forgive themselves for not being perfect. Dear friend, pause for a moment. If your closest friend made a mistake, what would you say to that friend? It's okay, everyone makes mistakes. You can do better next time. Wouldn't you comfort them like this? Then why can't you do the same for yourself? Only a person who is compassionate to themselves can be truly compassionate to others. Only a person who has embraced and healed their own wounds can understand and soothe the wounds of others. Every morning, look in the mirror and say this to yourself. I'm imperfect, but that's enough. I make mistakes, but I still deserve to be loved. I'm still learning and growing. This is self-compassion. And when this seed of compassion takes root in your mind, it naturally extends to others. When walking down the street and seeing someone with an irritated expression, you think, that person must also be going through something difficult. When seeing a junior colleague make a mistake, you think, I was like that at first too. They'll learn slowly. When meeting someone who criticizes you, you think, that person is acting that way because of their own pain. This is not unconditional permissiveness. You can say what's wrong is wrong. You can set boundaries. But if understanding and compassion underlie that heart, that is compassion. A person who lives with a compassionate mind sees the world differently. There are no enemies. There are only suffering beings. There are no objects of hatred. There are only those who haven't yet awakened. And remarkably, when you live this way, you yourself become most peaceful. Because hatred and anger are fires that burn your mind, but compassion is cool spring water that refreshes your mind. Chapter 9. This present moment, awakening from the illusions of past and future. Dear friend, the reason many suffer is because they're not here and now. Their body is here now, but their mind wanders in the past or future. They regret the past. I shouldn't have done that then. If I had made a different choice, I'd be happy now. They worry about the future. What if things go wrong tomorrow? What if I'm lonely and poor when I'm old? Dear friend, the past has already passed. It exists only in memory. It doesn't actually exist. The future hasn't yet come. It exists only in imagination. It doesn't actually exist. What actually exists is only now, this moment. But we let this precious present slip by while wasting mental energy on the non-existent past and future. A disciple asked me, Teacher, I've made too many mistakes. How can I change the past? I answered this. Can you put your foot in yesterday's river? It has already flowed away. But now, today's river, you can put your foot in that. You cannot change the past, but you can change your mind toward the past right now in this moment. You can use past mistakes as material for self-blame or as material for learning. You can fear the future or prepare for it with hope. That choice is only possible now, in this moment. Dear friend, feel this present moment. Feel your breath coming in and going out. Notice the feeling of the chair supporting your body. Listen to the sounds around you. This is life. This is reality. Regret of the past and worry about the future are both illusions created by the mind. In this present moment, there is no problem whatsoever. In this present moment, you are breathing. You are alive. That is enough. Practice staying in the present like this. When eating, only eat. Fully feel the taste, aroma, and texture of the food. When walking, only walk. Notice the feeling of your feet touching the ground, the wind brushing your skin. When talking with someone, focus only on that person. Fully feel that person's words, expression, emotion. When you live each moment fully like this, only then are you truly alive. And remarkably, when you stay in the present, past wounds heal and anxiety about the future disappears. Chapter 10: The 8 Right Paths, the Noble Eightfold Path. Dear friend, now I'll speak of the concrete path of practice. After I attained enlightenment, I first taught this to 5 practitioners. That is the Noble Eightfold Path. First, right view. See the world as it is. Take off the glasses of prejudice and preconception. Understand that all things are impermanent, that all things are connected, that attachment creates suffering. Second, right intention. Distance yourself from thoughts of greed, anger, and harm. Instead, cultivate thoughts of generosity, compassion, and kindness. Third, right speech. Don't lie. Don't speak words that slander or create division. Don't speak harsh, hurtful words. Reduce idle chatter. Instead, speak truthfully, helpfully, gently, and meaningfully. Fourth, right action. Don't harm life. Don't take what isn't given. Don't engage in sexual misconduct. Fifth, right livelihood. Don't live in ways that harm other beings. Maintain your livelihood through honest and righteous means. Sixth, right effort. Strive to prevent unwholesome thoughts that haven't yet arisen from arising. Strive to let go of unwholesome thoughts that have already arisen. Strive to allow wholesome thoughts that haven't yet arisen to arise. Strive to let wholesome thoughts that have already arisen grow further. Seventh, right mindfulness. Be aware of bodily sensations. Be aware of the flow of emotions. Be aware of mental states. Be aware of the content of thoughts. Eighth, right concentration. Practice meditation to calm the mind. Practice deeply immersing in one thing. Dear friend, these 8 paths are not separate. They're all connected and help each other. When you see rightly, right thinking arises, and right thinking creates right speech, and right speech leads to right action. This is the concrete method of cultivating the garden of the mind. Chapter 11: The 4 Noble Truths, the Foundation of Liberation. Dear friend, in my first sermon I spoke of 4 noble truths. First truth, dukkha, there is suffering in life. Acknowledging this is the beginning of healing. Many try to deny suffering. I'm fine, no problem. But if you don't acknowledge the problem, you can't solve it either. Birth is suffering, aging is suffering, illness is suffering, and death is suffering. Separating from loved ones is suffering, meeting what you dislike is suffering, not getting what you want is suffering. This is not a pessimistic statement. It's simply seeing the truth as it is. Second truth, samadaya, suffering has a cause. That cause is craving, endless desire and attachment. I need this to be happy. I must become like this. This person must treat me this way. Such attachment creates suffering. When you get what you want, you're briefly happy, but soon you fear losing it. When you don't get what you want, you're frustrated and angry. This is the cause of suffering. Third truth, Nirodha, suffering can cease. This is the message of hope. Suffering is not fate. It's not inevitable. When you let go of attachment, the cause of suffering, suffering also disappears. We call this nirvana, a peaceful state where all afflictions are extinguished. Fourth truth, Magga, there is a path that leads to the cessation of suffering. That path is the noble Eightfold path I spoke of earlier. Dear friend, understand these four noble truths. Acknowledge suffering, identify its cause, believe it can end, and walk that path. This is the path to inner peace. Chapter 12, The Wisdom of the Heart Sutra, Understanding Emptiness. Dear friend, I want to share deeper wisdom. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. What does this mean? It means everything doesn't exist independently, but only exists within relationships. Look at a wave. Is the wave separate from the ocean? The wave is raised by the ocean. Without the ocean there's no wave, and without waves you cannot know the ocean. A wave is not a fixed entity. It arises briefly and disappears. But that doesn't mean it's worthless. A wave is beautiful. A wave sings. A wave is life. Though not eternal, that makes it more precious. You are the same. You are not an independent being. Your parents, ancestors, the food you ate, the water you drank, the air you breathed, the people you met, all of these came together to create the you of now. You are empty. But that's not nothingness, it means you're filled with infinite connections. Understanding this, you're not lonely. You're connected to the entire universe. The entire universe is within you, and you are within the universe. Dear friend, thank you for listening to this long story. Now let's return to the beginning. Thoughts are seeds. Depending on what seeds you plant, your garden will be created. From today, no, from this very moment, you can choose. You can choose peace instead of anger. You can choose courage instead of fear. You can choose freedom instead of attachment. You can choose compassion instead of hatred. This is not an easy path. Changing old habits is difficult. Like straightening a tree that has leaned to one side for a long time. At first it will feel awkward, and sometimes you'll fail. But dear friend, don't give up. Just as a tree doesn't grow overnight, your mind won't change overnight either. But if you move forward a little each day, one step at a time, you will surely arrive someday. When you wake up in the morning, take a deep breath and say this: today I am alive. Today I can plant new seeds. Be compassionate with yourself. If you made a mistake, say, it's okay, I can start again. If you fell, think, now I have a chance to get up. And send warm eyes to those around you too. They, like you, are beings who suffer, fear, and want to be loved. Dear friend, remember this last thing. You are already complete. You've just forgotten it. Within you, there is already peace. Within you, there is already wisdom. Within you, there is already compassion. You just need to remove the clouds that cover them. What are those clouds? They are negative thoughts, attachment, fear, and anger. How do you remove those clouds? By cultivating the garden of your mind every day, planting seeds of good thoughts and pulling out the weeds of bad thoughts. Dear friend, now rise, return to your life, but return with a different mind than before, with a mindful mind, with a compassionate mind, with a mind that stays in this present moment. And remember, the seeds you plant will surely bloom and bear fruit, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but surely. May your garden be filled with indescribably beautiful flowers. May your mind be peaceful like a calm lake. May your life shine with wisdom and compassion. I am always with you, in your quiet breath, in your compassionate smile, in your awakened moments. I am there, quietly, peacefully, with love. Dear friend, now breathe deeply, and slowly exhale. If your eyes are closed, slowly open them. Look around. You are here now. You are alive. You are breathing. That is enough. Today, plant one good seed. Even just one is enough. That is enough. Tomorrow you can plant tomorrow's seed. Don't rush. Don't be impatient. Flowers need time to bloom, but they surely bloom. Your mind will surely bloom too. Believe it, and walk forward, one step at a time, slowly, surely. I believe in you. You can do it. You are already doing it, right now, in this moment. Thank you, dear friend, for listening to this long story to the end. Now write your own story. A beautiful story. A peaceful story. A story filled with love. The story called your life. Dear friend, I want to share one more method for practice. Every night, before you sleep, sit quietly and reflect on your day. What seeds did I plant today? Did you speak warm words to your family in the morning? That's a seed of love. Did you get angry at a colleague's mistake? That's a seed of anger. Did you help someone? That's a seed of compassion. Did you harbor feelings of jealousy? That's a seed of suffering. Reflect on your day like this, but don't blame yourself. Just observe and acknowledge. Today I planted these seeds. And if you planted good seeds, rejoice. Well done. Let's do this again tomorrow. If you planted bad seeds, learn from it. Tomorrow I'll do differently. How can I do better? One evening, a man did this reflection. Today I snapped at my wife. Actually, it wasn't her fault. I was in a bad mood because my boss scolded me at work. I took it out on my wife. He realized this. The next morning, he said to his wife, "I'm sorry about yesterday. It wasn't your fault, but I got angry. Please forgive me." His wife smiled in surprise. "It's okay. You were having a hard time." In that moment, understanding and warmth flowed between them. This is the power of reflection. Acknowledging your mistakes, learning from them, and changing. This is true courage. No one is perfect. No one makes no mistakes. But a person who acknowledges their mistakes and corrects them is walking the path of a sage. Dear friend, take this time for reflection every night. 5 minutes is enough. Reflect on your day, learn, and set intentions for tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be more patient. Tomorrow I will live more gratefully. Tomorrow I will stay more in the present. This small practice, accumulating day by day, will completely transform your life. Dear friend, grand practice isn't necessary. Let me share small practices you can do in daily life. Morning practice 3 gratitudes. When you open your eyes, lying in bed, think of 3 things. I'm grateful I can breathe today. I'm grateful I have people I love. I'm grateful I can experience a new day today. Starting the day with gratitude like this changes that day's mind. Commute practice loving kindness prayer. On the bus or subway, look at people around you and say in your heart, "May that person be happy. May that tired-looking person be peaceful. May that baby grow up healthy." This is called loving kindness meditation. When you wish for others' happiness, your own heart becomes warm. Eating practice the universe in food. Before putting a spoonful of rice in your mouth, pause briefly. How many things were needed for this rice to come here? The farmer's sweat, sunlight, rain, soil, people who transported it, the cook's hands. I'm grateful for all of this. And eat slowly, savoring. This is eating meditation. Conversation practice listening fully. When talking with someone, put down your smartphone. Look into their eyes and listen fully. Don't prepare your response, don't try to advise, just listen. What is this person feeling right now? Just listening fully like this is itself a great gift. Walking practice connecting with the earth. When walking, notice the feeling of your feet touching the ground. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Don't rush, walk slowly. I am walking now. I am alive now. This is walking meditation. Evening commute practice letting go. On the way home, let go of what happened today. Breathe deeply in and out, saying, today's stress leaves with my exhale. Today's worries I leave here now. I'm going home now. I will rest now. Before sleep practice self-compassion. When you lie down and pull up the covers, say to yourself, you worked hard today too. You weren't perfect, but you did your best. You're doing well enough. As if embracing yourself, send warmth to yourself. Dear friend, when these small practices accumulate, they create great change. Don't try to do something grand. Do small things consistently. Even 1 minute a day is good. That 1 minute accumulates to become an hour, becomes a day, becomes a year, becomes a lifetime. Dear friend, now I truly come to the end. But it's not an ending, it's a beginning. Your true journey begins from now. I can show you the path, but only you can walk it. No one can attain enlightenment for you. No one can find peace for you. That is only your responsibility. But don't be afraid. You are not alone. There are countless others walking this path. There were in the past, there are in the present, and there will be in the future. We are all connected. When you become peaceful, that peace spreads like ripples and reaches others. When you become compassionate, that compassion makes the world a little warmer. When you are awake, that awakeness awakens others too. Therefore your practice is not just for yourself. It's for the entire world. When you heal, the world heals. When you are peaceful, the world becomes peaceful. This is the most important message I wanted to share with you. Dear friend, cultivate your garden of the mind. Plant good seeds. Every day, water them a little, give them sunlight, pull out the weeds. Then someday, that garden will be filled with flowers of indescribable beauty. And that fragrance will spread far, giving joy to many. Blessings on your journey. Peace to your mind. Wisdom and compassion to your life. I am always with you. In your quiet breath. In your compassionate smile. In your awakened moments. I am there. Quietly, peacefully, with love. Dear friend, now breathe deeply, and slowly exhale. If your eyes are closed, slowly open them. Look around. You are here now. You are alive. You are breathing. That is enough. Today, plant one good seed. Even just one is enough. That is enough. Tomorrow you can plant tomorrow's seed. Don't rush. Don't be impatient. Flowers need time to bloom. But they surely bloom. Your mind will surely bloom too. Believe it. And walk forward. One step at a time. Slowly. Surely. I believe in you. You can do it. You are already doing it. Right now, in this moment. Thank you, dear friend, for listening to this long story to the end. Now write your own story. A beautiful story. A peaceful story. A story filled with love. The story called your life.